Good evening and welcome to the Village Board meeting for the Village of Pleasantville. Today is Monday, November 23rd. If you are watching live on November 23rd, we encourage you to call in if you have comments or questions. 769-167 is our call-in number. Our next regular meeting is in 2 weeks on Monday, 3 weeks, Monday, December 14 at 8 p.m. with a work session at 7. I have a few announcements to make, although I think I will save them for later, with one exception since we have a captive audience, and that is our lighting event for the tree and the dreidel at the corner of Manville and Edgewood is taking place this Wednesday at 7 p.m., so we encourage everybody to show up for that event. Always a fun evening. So we have a full house tonight because it's our annual youth recognition night. I always feel as though we should, do an intensive review of our sewer line relining or something like that, just to encourage all of you to come back frequently. But we'll skip that tonight and go to the main event, which is to thank all of you, all of these young people from Pleasantville who have done so much in the service of so many organizations, both within the community and in far-flung places beyond, thanking not only all of these kids, but also all of these parents and parent leaders and teachers who guide these organizations and have done such a great job. So we'll go in order here. So as we call up each group, if there are student members or adult leaders of these groups who would like to say something about what you've done this year and what these young people have done, we encourage you to start with that. And as each of you comes up, we have a certificate for you. You can make your way around the bench and receive something else, as well as a handshake from the rest of the board. And as happens every year and is perfectly appropriate, we have lots of people who are recognized for activity in more than one group, and so you'll end up with a stack of these as you go home, but not a stack of those. Make your way around, but only take one the first time. So our first group tonight is the Pleasantville Farmers Market.
Hi, I'm Peter Rogovin. This is Steve Bates. He's going to do most of the talking. I just have three quick things. One, I want to say that we've had a really good year in the market, and we've grown our intern program from one intern 4 years ago to 15 now, including we get interns now from Chappaqua and Armonk and all over Mount Pleasant. They all want to intern for our market. The second thing is that our young people do an amazing job as interns. They are the face of the market. About half of our visitors come from outside of Pleasantville, and they're the first people to greet them. So they're really showing them what civic pride looks like, and also where to find good kale. And the last thing, and this is especially just for the seniors who are being recognized and their parents, we do sponsor a $2,000 scholarship from the market for folks who are going on to study anything that is in almost any way related to what we do: sustainability, agriculture, environmental science. So for those of you who are seniors or the parent of a senior, I encourage you to have your senior apply at the market for our scholarship, which will be announced formally, I think, in April. There's a lot of feedback coming out of this microphone.
Get a little feedback, Shane, can you?
All right, now I'm going to shift over to graphics, and Steve's going to do the words. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Generally, we like feedback, but. So tonight, you're going to hear a lot of well-earned praise for our Pleasantville youth volunteers. They're terrific. They're generous. They're responsible. They're definitely leaders in the making. And given that topic is going to be well covered throughout the entire evening, I have chosen instead to clarify a grammatical point using chalk and blackboards. And those people who are not 18 can remember when grammar was taught with chalk, and they're having a flashback to 6th grade right now. But this is just about two well-placed hyphens. So our event is often phrased or shortened to Youth Recognition Night. And if we were celebrating just youth as an accomplishment, it would look something like this, which is somewhat dull. And since all those people that remember when sixth grade grammar was taught with chalk are a little jealous of your youth, that's not really going to be our focus tonight. Our event is also known as one that focuses on the topic of youth in action. And that is an area of concern if said just in that manner. As you can see from this, without a well-placed hyphen, youth in action, similar to inaction by Congress or by my Mets manager in the 8th inning of a certain game, that is also not a focus of our presentation tonight. Getting closer to our theme, you can see in this, which is a somewhat active youth, you may see teens like this crossing in the appropriate areas at Wheeler and Memorial often throughout the week, but that's not quite true to our accomplishment tonight. True to tonight's youth hyphen in hyphen action, I think you'll agree that this really represents what our Pleasantville youth volunteers are like. It's all about the action. And so I would like to now, with that image in mind, call up 11 action heroes who best represent the achievements throughout an entire summer and fall at the market. And they are Sarah Cusack, Bianca Balducci, Catherine Stargiati, Lily Vance, Julia Surrett, Mike Santander, Hallie Sarner, Nicole Osinoff, Ben Bailey, Michael Wang, and David Zweibaum. 11 action figures every Saturday.
You are David.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we're going to grade the...
Well done, Steve.
We're going to
Thank
grade
you.
the adult presentation, and the rest of us are going to fail, I'm afraid. Let me say, and I should have said it at the outset, to all of you, if we've given you a certificate and have gotten your name wrong, do not suffer in silence. As you go by, let Patty or Judy know, and we'll fix you up. I think we have covered the bases pretty well. Our next group is the Pleasantville High School ECHO group. Do we have someone from ECHO who would like to speak about what ECHO has done this year? Huh? Okay.
Hi, I wasn't expecting to speak tonight, but so I'm ECHO. I'm James Bathon. I'm the vice president for ECHO. This year we've been working on a couple of initiatives. We just had our blood drive, which was a very big success. We had, I believe, 126 donors. Also, we're working on our library program where we tutor middle schoolers and elementary school students at the local library after school, and we're also working on starting the working with the Ronald McDonald House, and also we're planning a leaf raking initiative in the coming weeks.
Great. Thank you, sir. Also honored for ECHO, Giancarlo Angelillo. Giancarlo here tonight. Jessica Peterson. Gianna Durante. Kevin Omid Ansari. Kim Chia. Gwen Whalen. Julia Ware. All right, Kevin and Julia win. The rest of those guys are no doubt out providing a community service. So. Thank you, Pleasantville High School Echo. Our next group is the Pleasantville High School Student Visions Group. Is there someone from Student Visions who would like to report on your activities this year?
All right, so I'm back up. Also, I wasn't expecting to speak for this one either, but so Visions, we are working on a couple of initiatives, such as we're trying to establish working with the Ronald McDonald House at our school. We're also working to a new initiative we're working on is we're going to try and collect donations for hearing aids and used hearing aids, and also glasses, which is a big issue that a lot of people have. Glasses are very expensive. And then also we're going to be running the tree lighting ceremony, as we announced, next Wednesday. So please come out and support. You can get some free hot chocolate and just enjoy a good time. So I saw a couple of people in Vision, so...
Thank you. James, you want to be the mayor the rest of the way? It's okay. Also honored for the Pleasantville High School Student Visions Group, Abigail Iconis. Omid Ansari. Kiernan McCarthy. Hallie Sarner, you're here. We've already seen you. Hannah Bailey's. Rebecca Lord. Thank you. The Presbyterian Church has a raft of people, as they do every year, that go on the Appalachia Service Project. There's somebody from ASP who would like to report. Gail Zarek.
Mr. Mayor, Village Board, and this great audience. If I didn't see it every year, I would think it's kind of impossible to imagine taking a few dozen teenagers and some adult volunteers 600 miles away from Pleasantville to a remote, forgotten part of this country called Central Appalachia, where those folks would spend a whole week making meaningful repairs to people's homes, the homes of people who live below the poverty line, whose homes are really, in many cases, falling apart in ways that you and I almost can't imagine, especially on a cold night like this. But it does happen. It's been happening every summer since 1999, when Pleasantville sent its first small group of kids and adult volunteers. And this past summer, 17 adults and 41 kids came from this area and made meaningful home repairs to 7 families' homes. It's not even a town, it's a census-designated place called Budd, West Virginia. It was an amazing experience. I'll be the first to tell you it's not easy. But you do anything with teenagers, especially from Pleasantville, and they make it not only meaningful, but fun. In a few minutes, you'll see a train of young kids coming up here to receive their certificates. And I applaud them all. I sort of see the capes flying behind you as well. I think you're all heroes. But it does take a village. It takes a lot of people to make that happen. There's some dedicated adult volunteers. There's a dedicated trustee board here, of whom 2 are parents of ASP youth volunteers. This room is standing room only for those of you who are looking at this through the television screen. This whole community really supports the idea of meaningful service to the community. I really applaud that. This world needs it. We need it ourselves, but also the people of West Virginia need it. It's an opportunity for our youths and our adult volunteers to see poverty face to face and to try to do something to make somebody else's life a little warmer, a little safer, a little drier, and a lot more full of hope. I want to thank you all. I want to thank this community for supporting the Pleasantville Appalachia Service Project mission.
Honored for the ASP project, Amanda Bettis. Michael Bloom. Logan Bronkema. Kim Chia. Kirsten Coolin. Jack Cooper. Thank you, sir. Liz Faulkner. Philip Garbarini. Lisa Gulata. Eric Hughes. Rebecca Lord, there you go, Dad. Sophia Maldonado. Julius Markey. Kiernan McCarthy. Anna Grace Mockler. Kate Puglia. Philip Roundtree. Katie Schaub. Amelia Stargiati. Catherine Stargiati, back for a repeat appearance. Jeremy Stone. Ben Trombetta. Thank you. Thank you, ASPers, and thank you, Gail, as always, not only for what you do, but for such an eloquent description of what you do. So, very much appreciated. Presbyterian Church Youth Group.
Hi, I'm Pastor Debbie Bronkema, and our youth group works partly with Appalachia throughout the year. We do Christmas in Appalachia and meals for both homeless people and meals for shut-ins. And then there's also a food drive project. So we're really excited about recognizing the youth tonight for the work that they do together. Thank you.
Stay up here.
Okay.
Dylan Bronkema. Logan Bronkema. Sophia Maldonado. Kiernan McCarthy. Olivia Nemick. Kamel Ruano. The Stargiotti team, Amelia and Catherine. Ben Trombetta back for a repeat appearance. And Jack Geyer. The Holy Innocents Religious Ed program. Did Tom County get here? Yes, he did.
In the religious ed program, we really depend on volunteers for all our catechist teachers, assistants, and the high school students who help us out perform an invaluable service because we don't have enough adults to go around. But they're there to help us, and we certainly appreciate it.
Thank you. Deeply. Honored tonight for service to the Holy Innocents Education Program, Aidan Roney. Sean Murray. Zachary Palmieri. Thank you. Daisy Jara. Yara, have I got that right? Joseph Trudeau. Joseph. Matthew Guastella. Alyssa Fabrico. Jack Fitzgerald. Ashlyn Lean. And Leslie Lima. Thank you, Jerry. Next up, the active group from Holy Innocents Youth Group. There's someone from Holy Innocents Youth Group. Welcome, Tom.
I don't know if it's warm in here or if I'm having a public speaking moment, but I am. And I didn't know I could bring props either, you know. First of all, next time, all right? Next year. I'm always very impressed when I come here and I see the people, all these kids, these young people in the community, all the good stuff that they do. It's an extraordinary community, all right? Needless to say, you know, I'm very, very proud of my youth group and what they do. So let me speak a little bit about them. And as I think about it, my props will be them. My seniors, because I acknowledge my seniors. Seniors, all of you, come on up. Stand in front. I have 9th to 12th graders. We're a very active group, you know. So I started just acknowledging my seniors. So they've been with me 4 years. The amount of work and service that they've done in just the spirit of serving and joy is just so heartwarming, and I'm inspired by them every day. All right. Some of the things that they do, we have a breakfast run coming up on the 6th. We do breakfast runs pretty much monthly during the cold weather once the season starts. They prepare the food, a hot meal. They bring all the items in, and they bag lunches, feed them. We set up tables on 28th and 9th in Manhattan, serve like 80 to 100 homeless people. They're extraordinarily efficient. We've been doing this for over 10 years now. Each group is stronger than the last group. This senior group is unbelievable. You know, great leadership, great inspiration to me and to their underclassmen. And they're up at 6:45 on a Sunday morning. I tell you, when I was that age, I wasn't up at 6:45 going anywhere on a Sunday morning. But they're up at 6:45 in the car. We're down on the street, 8 o'clock, setting up tables, no matter what the weather, all right? And the main thing that we preach is that it feels good, to do good, all right? And what we learn and what the kids learn, and I learn along with them, that we're so much more blessed for the people that we serve. We get so much in return than what we actually give, all right? And that's such it's such a great lesson to learn, whether you're a child or an adult, all right? And I learned it later in life, and I like working with the young people because they have that light in their eye, they have that hope, they have that belief. With all the craziness that's going on in the world and stuff, they just, they know they can do anything, all right? And they make me believe the same thing. We also serve at the cottage school. We've been doing that for probably over 10 years. Again, we do these things on a monthly basis. We just started up at Ronald McDonald House. We're going to, because we take on new things. We raise funds for different charities. Extremely active during the school year. And then in the summertime, as soon as kids graduate, on a Friday, Sunday, we're on a bus, on a plane, and we're down in Alabama with 40 kids, and they're running a day camp in a trailer park, free day camp for kids in a trailer park. They're painting houses, they're just they're loving the people there. They're loving each other, and it's such a powerful experience for all of us. All right, I could talk about them all night. All right, they know how much I love them. They're very special kids, and I'm glad you get a chance to see them and acknowledge them. Thank you.
Call off the names. Not everybody could be here tonight. James Bathon. Natalie Dell, not here tonight. Nicole DeFabio. Jack Drillick, not here tonight. Milton Esliker. Jack Finnegan. Sorry, Jack. Isabel Godino, not here tonight. Caitlin Kwiat. I'm giving you the right one, yes. Aidan McDermott. Madison McKinney. Julia Mulry. Catherine Nicolai. Alexandra O'Brien. Dan O'Reilly. Linda Perleschi. Valerie Serino. Annie Stockel. And last but certainly not least, Lauren Torenshaw. Tonight we have a new group to honor, and that is the Pleasantville Community Garden at St. John's Church. We got someone who would report the goings-on there.
Three and a half years ago, I arrived in Pleasantville, and one of the first parishioners to invite me to dinner was the Juroses. Turns out they had an ulterior motive. They wanted to feed more than me. Devin had this bright idea that people shouldn't go hungry, and that we had a plot of ground outside my office at the church that would make a really good garden. Well, he didn't just have a little idea. He had pages and books and plans and had it all worked out as to how we could build this garden and we could feed people. A year and a half after breaking ground and getting this garden up and running, the Pleasantville Community Garden and its total partnership, which involves many gardens and the farmers market, has given 4 tons of food. Devin, do you want to come up here?
Thank you, Devin Juros. I live in that neighborhood and can report from personal experience, not only is an extraordinary service being provided by Devin, his family, by the church, and by the many, many volunteers involved, but it is just a great pleasure to see this beautiful piece of agriculture restored to what was once farmland here in Pleasantville. So happy news, to say the least. We have 3 Girl Scout troops to honor tonight. 2136, Troop 2136, Troop 1165, and Troop 2061. So we'll start with 2136. Welcome, Dominique, 2136.
Oh, wow, there are a lot of you here. James Bathon, where are you? I need your help. I didn't know I was supposed to speak tonight, and I was kind of hoping that maybe one of the other leaders would get to do this first. But I'm happy to say a couple of words because these girls in our troop are just fantastic. If I can, when my daughter was 5 years old, she said, I want to be in Girl Scouts. And I said, okay. And I called up and they said, well, you know, the other troops are already full. We already have 2 full troops. So the only way that we can do this is if you are a leader. And I said, oh boy, you know, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not catnemic. I'm not crafty and, you know, and good at stuff like that. That's not my wheelhouse at all. But when your child wants something, you make it happen. And so I did, and I did it with the cooperation of the parents in our troop. And I soon found out what an absolute joy this was to be with these girls. The girls in our troop have been doing this for 13 years. And they've sold cookies, and they've sold magazines, and they've done all of that stuff. But they've also done a lot of terrific community service items through the years. They have collected coats for the homeless. They have collected books for underprivileged children. We have done Halloween costume drives before we've had the actual organized one in town. They have stuck with it in a time where sometimes it's so hard to stick with something like Girl Scouts. It's not necessarily the in thing in a lot of circles. I am so impressed, though, because we have so many Girl Scouts here tonight who have been doing this for 13 years, not just in my troop, but in all 3 troops. So what I'd like to do is just hand it over to Peter and just acknowledge our girls.
Thank you. First, the young woman who caused this all to happen, Caroline Maddox. Alyssa Ruffino. Alyssa Kerper. Elena Fethian. Thank you, Troop 2136. Now, Troop 1165. Welcome, Pat Nemec. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kat Nemec, and it's hard for me today because today my girls finished their last mission project, and they rocked it, and they did it 100% by themselves. And that was always our goal. Jennifer Tulchin, Miranda McKinney, and I started this troupe when our kids were kindergartners. And they lasted, and we've had kids come in, we've had kids go out, and they're just the most amazing group of girls. We still have 13 of them at this point, which is kind of crazy and ridiculous and awesome. They started out so young, so covered with glue, and glitter. We really weren't camping girls. We do glue and glitter a lot better. But they always had huge hearts. And letters to veterans was always a big thing for us. And when you're 5, you write a Valentine that says, "I hope you don't die." And when you're 17, you write a really long, heartfelt letter. And sometimes those letters are answered by veterans. And that's a beautiful thing. And it shows the grace that these girls have achieved. And, girls are going to rule the world because these girls are all pretty darn awesome. So today I'd just like to give them a boost. They collected American Girl dolls for an organization in White Plains called Girl Again that teaches young women with autism how to work and how to achieve what they need to achieve. And as all these girls are going off to fabulous second educational decisions, colleges, gap years, whatever you're going to do, I bless you, whatever you decide. Some girls don't have a choice. So Girl Again gives these girls an opportunity to work, not just to stock shelves, but to actually work. So our girls did a drive, and they collected tons of dolls, and they baked, and they collected tons of money. And tomorrow, more than one carload is going to go down to White Plains to stock Girl Again. So bravo to you for your last hurrah. It's wonderfully bittersweet that tonight is tonight, and thank you for making me a humble person, because you girls are awesome.
Stay here. Olivia Nemec, you're first in line. Amelia Stargiotti. Maureen Toomey. Sophie Dora Tulchin. Whose artwork is downstairs when you came in. Notice when you come out. High five. Thank you. Marisa Aponte. Julia Mullery, back for a repeat appearance. Mallory Cantor. Lilia McCormick. Tisha Gerdar. Samantha Sisignano. Rebecca Lord, add to the stack there. Megan Sweeney. Thank you, Kat Nemec. Thank you, all of the members of Troop 1165. We're almost to the end of this list, which is sort of sad. It's too much fun. Girl Scout Troop 2061.
Hi, my name's Ann Cusack. I'm the third Girl Scout leader. We have 3 troops here tonight, which is a wonderful thing. I have basically the same story like the other moms. My daughter wanted to be in a troop, and myself and another mom, Millie Turnchok, decided to raise our hands at a meeting at the Girl Scout building. Well, 13 years later, I'm here, and it is bittersweet, but I'm also very, very proud of my girls. At this time, I have 4 girls, and we had an influx of people in and out also. We've done many, many wonderful things over the years, and one of the key things was always volunteering. We weren't a troop with arts and crafts. We did a little of that, but I like to get the girls out, field trips, and community service. In the next few weeks, we will be we will be having a family, adopting a family from Hope's Door, and then we will be able to purchase them gifts for Christmas or for the holiday. So with that being said, I have 4 girls that I'm proud of, and you take it away.
Sarah Cusack. Thank your mom for raising her hand 13 years ago. Christina Dorr. Olivia Buccieri. And Chloe Ellis Violette. I thank you all. I think we've made it to the end of the stack. It is, I sometimes say that when you live in a town called Pleasantville, you got to earn that every day. And these guys have delivered on that in spades. These young people have served this community and served beyond this community in ways that not only reflect so well on them and on their parents and their adult leaders, but reflect well on this place. It is a place called Pleasantville, and we thank you for making that so true so often, year after year. So thank you all. We appreciate it. We invite you to stay for the check register, but we won't mind if you leave. Welcome back to the Village Board meeting. Just had a brief intermission there as the kids and families who are being honored tonight at Youth Recognition Night filed out. Again, congratulations to all. I had a few announcements to follow up with. As I mentioned at the outset, the lighting ceremony for the tree and the dreidel is this Wednesday, the 2nd at 7 p.m. And thanks to the Chamber of Commerce, to Pace University, the Fancher Nickel American Legion Post, and to the Pleasantville Echo Group.
This Wednesday before Thanksgiving?
I'm sorry.
No, it's the following Wednesday. Yeah.
Thank you for, yes, it's December 2nd.
Right.
Not the day after tomorrow, December 2nd, the first Wednesday after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Thank you for that. Patty Dwyer has arranged for the county shred mobile to visit Pleasantville on Saturday, December 5. That is the mobile paper shredding gizmo that allows residents to bring up to 4 file boxes of personal papers. It's personal stuff, not business stuff. You can bring it to Memorial Plaza somewhere near the gazebo. They'll be set up. It's a big, obvious truck, and they will shred that material on site for you that Saturday, December 5, between the hours of 10 and 1. Wanted to mention that since we last met, we had a very, very nice Veterans Day ceremony on Veterans Day the 11th. That was organized by the Fancher-Nickel American Legion Post and Commander Scott Elliott. A nice event, as it always is, with the guest speaker, former mayor and former county legislator John Nona, and as well as a chorus of students from the school district. A happy event where we have an opportunity to honor veterans in and around the confines of Pleasantville. And then just a couple of days later, the annual Pleasantville Veterans Day breakfast took place down at the Clinton Street Center, where Ms. O'Hara's fifth grade class comes along with Mr. Nuccio and has a presentation that they make in speech and song to the veterans at the Senior Center, and then we all scatter together and to various tables and enjoy breakfast together.
It was the best.
It's
It always is. I love that event, and I have to say it was bittersweet because we were missing three of our veterans this year: Angela Nona, Tom McConnell, and Lou McKinney.
Right.
We're all not there, so it was. And we're looking at the picture that we had taken over the last couple of years with them all in it, saying formaggio for instead of cheese for Angela Nona. So anyway, it was great. But I have to say that Veterans Day event at Memorial Plaza was really. I mean, it's always great, but this year it was beyond any of the other years. I don't know if you felt that way too. But John Nona gave an incredible speech. And it was just the kids singing. It was just beautiful. It was a great day, and it didn't rain. It stopped raining for that moment, that 11th hour of the 11th minute of the 11th day
Yes, right.
of the 11th month, and the skies opened up, and there wasn't any rain. So it was wonderful. So I thank them very much. It was really memorable.
Absolutely true, all true. And lastly, in the same vein, Senator Terrence Murphy has continued the tradition that has been established in his Senate district for quite a while to have an annual induction ceremony to the Veterans Hall of Fame that took place up in Yorktown Heights this past week. And I was honored to nominate Roy Westmoreland, who's been an anchor member of the Pleasantville Fancher-Nickel American Legion Post. And Roy was inducted this past week into the Senate District Veterans Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Roy Westmoreland, and thanks to Roy as well as to the American Legion Post for all of the good work they do. Anybody else have comments, announcements, reports, goings on? All right, with that, we will head to our agenda. Steve, number 194.
Resolved that pre-check register dated November 23rd, 2015, covering pre-check numbers 81979 through 82083, has been reviewed, and they are hereby approved as listed below. From the general fund, the special purpose fund, the water fund, the capital fund, the refuse fund, and the pool fund, a total of $1,669,762.44.
Is there a second?
Second.
That number is unusually large
Yep.
because it includes the contributions to the pension funds. We do not spend $1,669,000 every 2 weeks. Are there any comments or questions about the check register?
That would be
I just had one quick question. I'm sorry I didn't ask you this before, Patty.
No problem.
I had you on the phone. But
Sure.
on page 2, we have resurfacing materials in the playground. What do we use?
Let's see where we are here. Who's the vendor?
Oh, I skipped it already. It's all right. You can tell me another
American
time.
Forest
It's-
Services.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, so it's wood chips.
It's probably the,
Okay.
yeah, the
All right.
small.
And that's at Soldiers and Sailors?
It's
As well?
all of the.
Oh, I
It's
see it,
usually
right, right, I see it.
Roselle,
Yeah.
yeah, we have it at Roselle, we have for base
The chips at
material.
Soldiers are
And Nanny
dry.
Hagen. And,
Okay.
all right. Thank you. I'm sorry. I
That's
didn't mean
okay.
to take up that time.
All right, any further comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion approved. 195, Mindy.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby establishes an on-street parking meter rate effective January 1st, 2016 as follows. On-street meters, 25 cents per 20 minutes. Off-street meters, 25 cents per half hour. Short-term meters, 25 cents per time limit, which is less than one half hour. Daily parking permits, resident and local businesses, $10 per day, and non-residents, $15 per day.
Is there a second?
Second.
So this reflects a discussion that's been ongoing here with the board and with Patty for the last several months about our meter rates. Our meter rates continue to be higher on street than they are in the parking lots, but both are proposed to be increased here, as described when Mindy read the resolution. On-street meters, which are currently 25 cents for half an hour, would become 25 cents for 20 minutes. Off-street meters, which are currently 25 cents for an hour, would become 25 cents for a half an hour. Short-term meters are currently 25 cents per time limit. That remains unchanged. Is there any comment or discussion?
I do.
Well,
Go ahead.
Good. This isn't something I really always support, an increase like this in a fee. But in this case, when we decided that we needed to get some new parking meters as far as the big units that we're buying, and the existing rates were a lot lower than they had been. We hadn't increased them in quite a while. I don't think that it makes that much of an impact on a shopper. If you're going to throw quarters in, you're going to throw quarters in for a certain amount of time, and it coincides with the thinking that you need to raise your prices for your off-street, and having on-street a little more expensive, so people will, if they're going to shop and eat and everything, they'll park in a lot versus on the street, where we could have more of a turnover of cars for the stores, and hopefully that will help some of the businesses out there. So that was just my thinking in voting positively for this.
I'm going to be voting no on this, and I've expressed it in work sessions, but just for the viewing audience and for this resolution, I just wanted to say that, to me, parking rates and what you charge should cover the cost of enforcement and collection, and maybe a little bit more to help with maintenance of parking areas and things like that. In 2014, we had permit and meter income of $442,000 plus fines of $279,000, a total of $721,000. That was 2014. In 15, it was a little higher. Meters and permits, we generated $458,800, and the fines were approximating $300,000. I didn't get the exact number; it wasn't broken out in the audit, but it's about approximately $300,000. So maybe $758,000 in revenue generated from parking and parking enforcement. But we had, according to the numbers that Patty gave us, for all the costs associated with enforcement, including court clerks and their benefits and everything else, we had expenses of maybe $287,000. So we had a positive income generated from that of $470,000 for the 2015 fiscal year. And I know we're getting these new Muni meters, and I supported that, but I think that's probably going to be $20,000 to $25,000 per unit. So that's $25,000. I'm sorry, for 2 units, $25,000 for 2 units. There's some amenities that go with it, a covering and so on. I understand, but we're already covering all that cost. And without some more specific plan, and we are considering acquiring some more space for parking. I understand that, but we don't know that that's done yet. Without having some specific use of that associated with parking, I think what we're really doing is just generating revenue. And that might not be a bad thing, but I think that's a budget discussion. I think if we need to raise the rates in order to pad the budget or generate some more income for the budget, it's a discussion to have, but I don't like the idea of doing it now. Let's do it when it's budget time. We need to generate more revenue from parking. Okay, maybe that's something we need to do, but I think it's the wrong time now. I think it's a budget discussion. Also, when you raise meters, on-street meters, from 25 cents a half an hour to 25 cents for 20 minutes, that's a 50% increase. And when you raise off-street parking from 25 cents per hour to 25 cents per half hour, that's a 100% increase. Those are big increases, and to me, I can see it inhibiting people from coming and parking and shopping. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't done a study on it, but I just think it's the wrong way to go about it. If it's something we need to do, we should talk about it in the context of a budget and a bigger plan and doing things to more improve our parking situation. If we need to raise revenue for that reason, well, then that's something I could consider. But at this point in time, and for these reasons, I'm going to be voting no on this resolution.
Any further comments there? So let
Can
me.
I just make one correction?
Yeah.
Is It was part of a budget discussion.
Last year, yes.
Last year, you just weren't on the
I
board.
wasn't on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but it wasn't.
And we put it in the budget last year.
Anticipating an increase in
anticipating
revenue,
an
yes.
increase, because that's when we've had a large discussion on the board, because I was very much against it, and
Are you saying the 2016 budget that we're in right now, the cycle that we're in right now, anticipates revenues based on meter rates that we did not have in place?
No, it does not.
It does not.
No, we were saying that we put...
The discussion was had.
Go ahead.
So-
You want
So-
to explain the discussion. The discussion was had, if we're going to go out and we're going to really look at parking, we had the whole parking and the...
And I want to. I'm not against
No, we
it.
had that discussion, and we can have it again, of course.
We have to do it. I'm not so much talk about it, but do
and
it.
then buying... and it was part of the discussion. This is how we came about it. Was going over the cap, because we had to replace those meters out there, and we talked about replacing the heads of all the other meters and buying more parking lots and having more parking, because part of that revenue that we generate here isn't just sitting there. We're going to a redevelopment of it. We're reinvesting it. So that was the discussion that we had. If we're going to put this into the budget, the first thing that Patty said, if you're going to put this into the budget, you're going to have to pay for it, and the way you're going to have to pay for it is raising the parking rates.
But-
So, and I was very much against it, and I was really...
But correct
you
me
know.
if I'm wrong, and Patty, maybe you can correct me. The 2016 budget that we're in right now, the budgeted revenues from parking meters is based on
Historical
the current meter
average.
rates,
Correct.
not these
But it was
new
the- it was the
anticipate.
purchase.
Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
Not
Mhm.
anticipating these new rates.
Correct.
So now my thinking is next April we're going to adopt a new budget. If we want to talk about this over the course of January and February and raising rates because we need to generate more revenue as a general revenue item as part of the new budget, I can have that discussion. I just don't like the way this is happening now. So
Okay, I respect all of these comments, but let me just point out that, first off, none of us are sitting here with the life goal of charging anybody more money for anything, particularly not charging people more money in taxes. So we have a certain amount of money we have to raise every year. We go after the budget line by line every year, as does Patty, as do all the department heads, to try to be as efficient as we possibly can. We're confronted, as all communities are, with an extremely tight situation with the tax cap in an effort to stay below it, which for many of us is not a realistic option without cutting services or people. The reality here is that parking meters are a form of a user fee. It is the one mechanism we have to get a contribution to the cost of operating parking and to our future goals to enhance parking, both the supply of it and the ease of using it through new technology. We can charge all the residents extra money in their tax bill, but the reality here is we're trying to capture dollars from the users of parking. So residents who are heavy users of parking in the downtown will pay more. Residents who hardly ever park downtown will pay nothing. And all of those people who are not residents, who are not part of our tax base, who we very much want to be here, shopping, going to the theater, going to restaurants, etc., or working here, but don't actually live here, need to help pull this wagon as well. And parking meter revenue is one way in which they do it. So I respectfully disagree with the calculus that we ought to be seeking only to cover our actual costs, that parking meter fees are just a mechanism of managing parking. I think all of us who've lived here for a long time and even for a short time realize that increasing the supply of parking is an important goal for all of us, and one that would be important, I think, to the downtown district in general. It's a fabulously expensive venture, and one that will not ever be funded by parking meter rates. But this is an effort, I think, that is right-minded for all of us to help make the progress that ultimately we're going to have to make. So that's where I'm on that. So, any further comment?
No, I mean, I could
Yeah.
add, but I don't need to.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I just need a second.
Oh, I'm sorry, second?
Second.
Second, yeah.
I think
I did.
Yeah.
Colleen moved it.
No.
Mindy moved it,
I
didn't
did.
she?
I read it.
Yeah.
I apologize.
All right, back to, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay, motion passes 4-1. 196, Colleen.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby appoints the following to the Conservation Advisory Council effective November 23, 2015. Anna Blauvelt-Loiseau and Edward Goralski for a term expiring April 2017.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Anna Loiseau. Thank you, Ed Goralski, both neighbors who have been participating recently with the CAC and will be a great resource. Thank you for volunteering. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Joe, 197.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts a donation in the amount of $100 from Rose Stanton towards Clinton Street Center programs.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Rose Stanton, for this generous contribution, and thank you to the community at large for the continuing stream of donations that reflect the support that goes towards our programs. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. 198, Steve.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the request from Holy Innocents Church to close the Tompkins Avenue parking lot on Sunday, December 6th, 2015 at 5 p.m. for a special event.
Is there a second?
Second.
I say this every time, but it's worth reminding people because not everybody realizes it. The Tompkins Avenue parking lot, that's the one at the corner of Tompkins and Manville, next to Holy Innocents, is actually owned by Holy Innocents, and we have an arrangement where they generously allow the community to use most of the spaces most of the time in exchange for the village maintaining the lot. But obviously on special events of this kind, they ask to take back their own lot. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I comment on that?
Yes, you can.
Quickly, just the special event is Holy Innocents Lessons and Carols. It's a fantastic
It's
event.
wonderful. You're right.
It's an event where there are readings from the birth of Christ through the crucifixion, and there are songs in between, carols in between, the youth choir, the children's choir, the senior choir. It's really well put together. Joe DeSanctis and Roxanne Serace do a fantastic job. It's very soothing and calming. The lights are low. The music is nice. And it can really get anybody who's interested in getting into the Christmas spirit into the Christmas spirit. So not only is the parking lot going to be used differently that night, but there'll also be an event that anybody is invited to. You don't have to be a parishioner. It's a terrific event.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. 199.
So happy I get this one. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village clerk to advertise for bid for restrooms at Parkway Field. Yay!
Is there a second?
Second.
We all
Second now.
So, those of you who follow our activities closely know some of this, but the short version of the longer story is that we have received $340,000 in recreation fees from Toll Brothers, which is developing a townhouse project on Washington Avenue that all of you see being constructed now. And the folks at the Park and Rec Advisory Board have been assisting us in thinking about the ways in which we might use it, but everybody, the board lead among them, have been looking for a way to solve the problem of permanent bathrooms down at Parkway Field. And here is our moment. The plan, as we have developed it, is to buy a building that is a mostly prefab building. It's a pretty decent looking structure that will provide 4 single occupancy restrooms, individual rooms with lockable doors, so that it will function rather in the same way the restrooms at Soldiers and Sailors function. And it will, for the first time, provide real bricks and mortar restrooms for all of the users of the Parkway Field
and plumbing,
facilities.
Actual plumbing as opposed to what's there now.
Indoor plumbing in the year 2016. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees, based upon the recommendation of Joni Ehrlich, Coordinator of the Senior Citizens Services, hereby approves the appointment of Sue Monk as a part-time food server at a salary of $10 per hour. Said appointment is not to exceed 17 and a half hours per week.
Is there a second?
Second.
Patty, this is a budgeted
Yes,
addition?
we have
An opening.
not by name, but by positions, we have the resources available.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. 201, Joe.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the following budget amendment to transfer funds for the VIP dinner from $557 from special events outside services to Board of Trustees miscellaneous.
Is there a second?
Second. So you're charging us back for this, huh?
Well, we're out of money from your line. Your line is overexpended by $557.
What did we do so far? We didn't do anything yet.
So,
Overextended.
the VIP dinner stands for Volunteers in Pleasantville Dinner, and it is an annual event where we invite the members of all of the village boards and commissions to thank them for their service this year, taking place at the Pleasantville Country Club. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 202.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees has reviewed the minutes of the meeting held on Monday, November 9th, 2015, and they are hereby approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments or corrections? Judy, on page 1, in the second to last paragraph, the Cablevision merger agreement is, I think, Altice, A-L-T-I-C-E.
Thank you. There's also a change on page 2. I put the lighting of the tree for December 7th. It should be December 2nd.
Okay.
The actual resolution was December 2nd. Your minutes were wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, it's from last month,
Got it.
last week. Right.
Worth mentioning that those minutes also include my comments about the official opening of the Henkel's facility on Marble Avenue. They are up and running in a big way this week, and I guess next week with their annual sample sale, which is put Pleasantville in the headlines of local retail. So congratulations to Henkel's. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. That is the last of our resolutions. Is there any new business?
Happy Thanksgiving,
Yep.
everybody.
Drive safe, travel safe.
All right. And another shout out to all of the young people who earned that well-deserved recognition from the village at tonight's Youth Recognition Night, one of the happiest nights of the year, and comes in a very appropriate week every year right before Thanksgiving. So plenty to be thankful about in a world that is in many ways turned upside down. So glad to see so many people anchoring it here in Pleasantville, New York. So.
I have one comment, Mayor, if you don't mind. I just wanted to talk to leaf collection. We are making one last pass throughout the village this week, and then our final collection will be December 7th. After December 7th, people will have to put their leaves in bags. Okay, so we're winding down. We'll be out this week finishing Zone 10, and then we'll be doing one more loop. And after that,
You're on.
we'll
We've
get
been
you. but
fortunate
it'll-
though, because
Yeah.
usually the snow has already arrived by
Oh, we're
now.
in a pretty
Yeah.
good place. We're
Last
trying to
year
keep
we
up.
had snow. And
The problem we have is that now, as you know, we have to separate the leaves from the brush.
Right.
So it's taking a little longer to pick up, but we're making good progress.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you and good night. See you next couple of weeks.